In my last video, we did MBA in 15 minutes. Today, we shall do PhD in 15 minutes. No kidding, just be right here. Cheers. Hello, and welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram in our special segment called Lateral Learning. In this segment, we learn about business skills or life skills beyond what they teach in B schools. I am an MBA in finance and a black belt in Six Sigma with 3 decades of work experience. Those who are watching me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified. Do post in your comments if you want to communicate with me at any point of time. So, cheers again. Our learning for today is PhD of Entrepreneurship. So let's get started right away. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you must do this PhD. Of course, PhD is an acronym. So let's see what it is. Let's bring it out one by one, right? So P is for passion. Passion is the fuel that entrepreneurs need to keep going. Research shows that passion is the key predictor of the entrepreneur's creativity, persistence, and venture performance. In other words, the more passionate the entrepreneur, the more likely they are to succeed. Before you start any new venture, please make this reality check whether you are absolutely passionate about the business you're about to put yourself into. Passion helps you to set a solid foundation for your business and establish core values. Passion gives you the motivation and confidence that you need to deliver your mission. It gives you the purpose for what you do and why you do it. So it gives you your big why you are into this business, why do you want to do this. So passion helps you to network with the right people who share similar perspectives. And prominent passion scholar Professor Melissa Cardon had established a framework distinguishing 3 types of passion amongst entrepreneurs. One, passion for inventing. Now, this is a particular type of people who want to create new products and services. They have the passion to create something new, something disruptive, something innovative. So they are passionate about, they will do extensive research or they will have a bulb on idea on which they are working upon and they want to bring something absolutely new in the market, right? So there was so much of, the online business is happening. Then there are Uber cars, Ola cars. These are all result of creating new product, new services, innovative products. And hence, these are one type of passionate people. Then passion for founding. Now that is the passion to create an enterprise. Some people want to just create a system, create an enterprise, and they are good at it. So they will create the objective, the vision, the mission, and then they will create a team around it. And that's how they will set up a new startup. The third type are passionate for developing. Now that is to grow the business and the customer base and the market share. So they may probably take over a young business and develop it, grow it. So these are the third kind of passionate entrepreneurs. So if you are a team of entrepreneurs, now what happens is now sometimes some people come together and they want to do a startup. Now if you're a team of entrepreneurs and if you have different kind of passions which are incongruent, then it is difficult. One will go in this direction, one will go in the other. So you have to have the congruence. If you are a team of entrepreneurs, then it is important that there is congruence in passion instead of diversion. Otherwise, the venture cannot go far. So you are clear with P. P is for passion, and let's go to H. H is for humility. As in every profession, humility is an important trait an entrepreneur should possess. But being humble takes one ahead in the long run in their personal as well as professional lives. In entrepreneurship, humility takes a great role. There's a one-liner in Hindi and it is as follows. Hakni garmi ki dukandari narmi. It means if you are an officer or a government officer, you can afford to be aggressive. But if you are an entrepreneur, you have to be humble and polite. Now, why is that? Humility is like having a modest opinion or estimate of one's own importance or rank. So, if you don't hold yourself at the highest pedestal that I am the most important, okay, then you are a humble person. And what I mean by humility is not that you are, inconfident or you are bowing down every time, but you must drop your ego. Now, as an entrepreneur, you should have the humility to knock the doors of a potential business client and request for business. Now, if you're too shy about that, or if you have a big ego not to do that, then God help. And if you hesitate in asking for business, you cannot go ahead with your venture at all. If you cannot sacrifice your ego, it will be hard for you to win any opportunity. So humility helps you in following ways. Number one, humility to listen. Listening to the voice of the business and listening to the needs of your customer. What is voice of the business? Your stakeholders, your customers, your team, your employees, your suppliers, your vendors. These are the business partners. This is whatever is their opinion, their thoughts, their suggestions. These are voice of business and voice of customer. Very important. Because if you do not keep an ear to the ground and listen to your customers' feedback, now many businesses have a feedback system and many don't. After selling, it's done. But few people go that extra mile ahead and collect feedback from their customer. That is very important because once you learn to respect and analyze the feedback of your customer, you can develop your product and services better in the future. Secondly, humility to test. It means you do not believe in your perceptions alone unless you have verified it with the facts. Now, learning from the experience and the mistake of others can be a very successful way of learning rather than committing the mistakes yourself, incur that cost, and then take the lessons from it. So don't be carried away by the success stories of people alone. Go and listen to why they failed, how they struggled, what kind of experiences they had. Also read about the failed entrepreneurs. Why did they fail? Where did they go wrong? So their experiences can teach us a lot, but we should have the humility to go out and learn. Then third one is humility to accept. It means if there is a fault in your product or service, you are willing to acknowledge and accept and willing to rectify or compensate it to your customer. It's very important to accept. Now, we have heard stories, an entire batch of cars were recalled by the manufacturer because they discovered some fault in it before the customers came and complained about it. And they replaced those parts or engine or whatever. So we have seen how important is humility in becoming a successful entrepreneur. So now we come to D. So P was passion, H is humility, and D is determination. Determination is what allows an entrepreneur to dream of an impossible vision and make it a reality. Determination is also about acknowledging the fact that it will be a rough ride with many ups and downs, and it will require change of path several times before that vision is realized into reality. And determination and persistence are accompanied by the energy which pushes the entrepreneur to keep going even when they counter the inevitable challenges. An entrepreneur's energy and passion from the start of the project enables them with the first mover advantage over the others. So if you are fast enough and if you can change your course before the others can, then they will require some time to copy you. And by the time they try to copy you, you are already out with your product launch. So determination is also the driving force that fuels your passion. I would also like to call this concept as 3D. Now, 3 is my magic number. I don't know why, but I often come across 3. So, what is 3D? 3D is discipline, determination, and drive. Their meanings are quite overlapping. Now, circumstances will often push an entrepreneur to the edge and will require lots of sacrifices. Hence, he or she will require the help of these 3Ds. And what are they? The first D is discipline. Discipline is the path between the goals and the results. Sometimes, as an entrepreneur, you may feel that you are at free will to take the leisure when you want, go to work when you want, open your office whenever you want. However, what you need is that discipline and answerability towards your own business. You have to follow your business policies and procedures strictly with all professionalism. Remember, entrepreneurship is not a sprint but a marathon. Now, what's the next D? Determination. Yeah, we began with determination. So it is the mindset to be resolute. If you have the goals and the plans laid out, you need determination to achieve them. A strong determination is required to encounter all kinds of opposition and distraction. It is easy to get distracted. So if you are determined, you will not get distracted. The third D is drive. Drive is the force that breaks the inertia and helps you to get started. As an entrepreneur, you alone determine what and how much to be done, what gets done, and by when. So a strong drive helps you to get up and go, while a weak drive can throw you out of gear and out of the race. So now you have the PhD of entrepreneurship: passion, humility, and determination. I hope you agree with whatever I have told you in this context. And if you have, or if you have any questions or suggestions, please post in the comment below. I shall reply to you. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified. Thank you for your patient listening. Namaste.